Morning. Good morning. Oh, what am I doing here? Pushing buttons. I don't even know what I'm pushing. So, where are we, right? Where are we at? Where has the market come to? Where has it gone to? If you watched my Sunday look ahead, I talked about this level here, this 07 to 93. Now, keep in mind levels. They're just levels, okay? They're not rocket science. But I specifically said, if they wanted to attempt to sell this market off, they would need to gap this level. I thought they would have to gap it. I shouldn't say need. Need is not, and I'm not talking in absolutes, but the odds would favor them gapping the level and potentially selling the market off. And what I said on top of that was what I would be looking for is the retest of this level, which was previous support, to see if the seller will step in and turn this into resistance. Now, have we found resistance here yet? In Globex, we have, sure. Have we found it, from a broader spectrum? I won't know until the pit session opens. When I take a look at my day time frame and where I'm at on the daily, looking at ES, we're clearly much further below the 50 than we have seen in quite some time, probably since March of this year. And the reattempt back towards that support resistance level to see if the seller will reclaim it will also push you somewhere in and around the 50 on the backside. I still firmly believe 4,200 is the ultimate buy location, 4,200 to 4,100. If we get there, who knows? With FOMC this week, anything is possible. Ooh, don't change your stuff. But where I'm at right now coming into today, keep in mind I will continue to trade what my strategy is, which I'm trading rotations. I really am not looking to get into a drastic trade on a long time frame, especially heading into FOMC. Maybe after FOMC that will change. But for right now, I just want to monitor this area. It is a broad area, but it is an area of very importance to me, as if we do come into here and the sellers do, in fact, sell it, not only are they selling against what is a gap, they're selling against what was previous support and now reclaiming it as resistance, which would be negative for the market and would want to keep me more on the sell side than the buy side. Equally, if we open and jam above this and come back and find support, well, guess what? We all know what side we want to be on the market. Looking at yesterday, yesterday was an attempt to go full trend out of what was a pretty muted first 2 hours of the market. And then, of course, you had some wild, crazy, recovery where shorts pretty much just got pounded into the absolute ground. And you had a massive rally at the end of the day, which has been followed by an equally as impressive rally in the Globex session. So coming into today, two things I'm looking for. One, I'm going to trade my strategy, rotational. I don't really care what, direction the market is going, and I'll be able to, extract my money either way. It's not a big deal to me. But from a perspective on context and how the market is right now, and, this idea that we're all looking for change, and I talked about change a lot on Sunday, where would I see change is if we push up into this level either today or tomorrow, and we find a natural seller who comes back into the market and pushes the market back to the downside. Now, I would be shocked if today we don't see more of a rotational type day between this level up here and, of course, the previous month's low in and around that 38 level. That's kind of what I would be watching for today from that kind of an idea, right? Looking over here at RTY. Now, my opinion right now when it comes to rotational trading, I think RTY is hands down the best market to be trading with it. It is very, very, very mechanical right now. But going back again to what we talked about on Sunday, we mentioned, the failure up here on the upside of the balance range. And then, of course, we found support on the downside of balance range. And we talked about this middle section as being the area where the market likes to come to and decide, hey, I'm either going to go bust through this or I'm going to stop, pause, and reverse from this yet again. In this case, this is the area I'm going to be monitoring for to see if a seller comes in. If the seller does step in, then maybe, yes, we are seeing short time frame change. When I'm looking at my actual day time frame charts, RTY's profile yesterday was not as nasty as the others. Obviously they were selling, but it wasn't as dramatic as what the other markets were doing. And likewise, we're between two very important levels for me. The difference between RTY and ES is RTY looked below what I would consider to be the support, and now they've pushed themselves above. So with RTY, if you're looking for change, you want to see RTY get through the support very quickly and start to move towards yesterday's low. If that does not happen, then the alternate to that is that support is being found here. A buyer is re-entering the market, at which case you're targeting the upside of that 2242 level, which again lines up in our daily charts as the center of our upside balance range that we've been stuck in for quite some time. Looking into NQ now, NQ, all the markets kind of did as we were thinking on Sunday. NQ pushed down into what we would have thought was the strongest area of support, which was the early balance range. After these laggard buyers got flushed out hard, NQ was able to find a supportive buyer at the low side of this balance range, somewhere around that 14,800 number. From there, they've now pushed the market back towards the 50, back towards the upside of this balance range. Now, again, same thing, going to sound like a broken record here. If we are going to push back into what was previous support, what do you want to see for change? Is you want to see that support reclaimed as resistance and see a natural seller enter the market. For me, it's right here, 15,120 to 15,144. Talked about this exact level on Sunday. And the fact that naturally you want to see them try and buy up into this level and be met with a natural seller. That way we can target what was our downside strong resistance, which is in the balance range of that 820 to 776 range. So for me, I think there's a lot of clear indications, a lot of clear, support and resistance levels that we can trade off of today. I still believe that just trading, simple and strong rotations is the best way to extract money. Remember, it does not matter how you trade. It doesn't matter what fancy system you have or what fancy charts you're looking at or blah, 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 blah. What matters is you come in every day, you make money, and you leave. That's the name of the game. It is to make money. It is not to do anything else. So with that being said, I figured I'd jump on real quick and do this right before the open here. If you have any questions at all, of course, you can always reach out to me via my email that I put in the comments. Other than that, trade well, trade safe, and make sure you trade your plan.